Hi, emerging leaders. For Milestone One, you are an HR specialist for a company that manufactures shoes. Recently, you noticed that turnover has increased, specifically with newly hired production associates working less than 60 days. You designed an exit survey for those who recently resigned and have received 100 responses so far.
The company is having high turnover, so you and your team wanted to learn why people leave the company within 60 days. So it is your job to backfill these positions. And by that, I mean filling the positions that have been vacated by those employees who left within that first 60 days. But you don't want to continue to experience high turnover for the next cohort of employees that you hire. So before you start your recruiting efforts, you need to review the survey results to create a job description that'll speak to the potential concerns that the new candidates will have or that they may have once they get on the job. And this is going to be based on the feedback of those who left the company. So that's the purpose of the employee exit survey, is really to understand why employees are leaving your company, because there is literally a financial cost that's associated with turnover per employee, and it can be very costly for companies, not to mention the time that they have to spend training the new employees who come on board, the reduced productivity of the existing employees or the ones that have been there for a while. Now, some of them are in charge of training the new personnel on those tactical skills, and so their productivity suffers a bit because they have to slow down in order to change or to train the new employees. So, it is your job really to make sure that you're hiring people who understand what they're getting themselves into. And by doing that and looking at the survey, you know what to integrate into that job description that you're about to put together. You want to address these concerns. And this way, you can proactively address the issues up front, set realistic expectations so that the new prospective employees will know what to expect when they apply. And that way, they can weed themselves out before they even apply.
Here are the survey results that you'll download from the module here in Excel. These are the top 9 responses from the people who have left the company. The top 3 responses are: I did not feel connected to the team, I did not feel safe operating the equipment, and I did not receive enough training. So these 3 are the top 3 responses. As you put together your job description, you want to be sure to speak to these 3 concerns in advance. I would like to take this time to note that these mini lectures do not replace your assignment guidelines or rubric. They simply complement them and serve as a way for me to clarify expectations, provide templates, give you resources, or even offer tutorials. So please take time to read the assignment guidelines carefully throughout the course and also your rubric. This is how you're evaluated. This week, you have a couple of documents provided at the end of the assignment guidelines as shown here. I've also included them below this video along with an APA template for this particular Milestone 1 project. It's my hope that this will help you to understand how to organize your work in correlation with the guidelines and rubric. Going forward, you can feel free to use it to customize additional projects that you do in the course. You will have the opportunity to upload and just do a save as and change the title page, the section headers, and the content based upon the next project and the next rubric criteria. Okay, so I want to show you all of that here at this first project so you'll know how to use it as a model going forward. As mentioned, you have a data set that you will be utilizing that I provided. And when you open that, it will be an Excel file. When you read the case study, you'll understand. I just wanted to take a moment here to go over this for those of you who may need a refresher on Excel and how to create a chart. Once you're done creating your chart or graph, what you're going to do is take that and you're going to embed it into your APA formatted template where you're supposed to embed it. That's why you want to read your rubric and your assignment criteria so that when you open up the template that I've provided, you'll know exactly where you need to copy and paste the chart that you're going to create. So here is a short tutorial on how to chart this data. So here are the results. You're going to highlight the cells that represent the results. In column A, the answers. In column B, the number of responses to each of those answers. So you will highlight those, you'll go up to insert, and you can choose whichever type of chart that you want to represent this. I'll just go ahead and do a couple just so that you can see how that works. After you select, go up here. Again, you're going to go to insert, go over to charts. You're going to click whichever type you want, and you're going to change the title by double clicking inside. And then you can put EE for employee exit data. Okay. Or you could put employee exit interview data. So here are some tips in filling out the job description. First, you want to read the given scenario in your module carefully, excuse me, and start filling out the attached job description template. Some of it you're going to need to do your research. So you're going to grab some information from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, to fill in parts of the job description sheet. And the link is in the announcement. Once you get there, you're going to type in the occupation into the search box and the one that closely aligns with production associate. I actually went in to do this, as you can see over here. The closest one that I got to production associate was production worker. From there, you're going to get a detailed report, and you'll be able to take some of that data and fill in the job description. Your next step while you're filling out your job description, now that you've filled in the data from the BLS, is to look at the survey data to identify the top 3 reasons new employees left before 60 days. Now that you know that, you can now speak to these concerns better in the new job description that you're writing. For example, I didn't feel safe was the top response. So your job description should include safety protocols that your company has to ensure employees are safe. And this is an opportunity for you to go and research safety protocols in production companies to inform what you say about that in your job description. So there is some research that you have to do. Once you research safety protocols in production jobs, you can use the Shapiro Library for your research, Google, YouTube, the BLS. That's all going to inform what you will say to reassure prospects that they will be safe when they're working at your company. And then you want to add that safety protocol and all of that to the work environment, because safety is a part of your work environment. That could also include things like monthly safety trainings that your company provides, compliance with the HIPAA laws, clarification. And on your job description, you're going to see a section called physical requirements of the job. Then you can speak to some of that there as well. In that part of the job description, just outline that a little bit more. But again, that's going to be informed by the research that you do. This is just one example. I just used the I didn't feel safe, but you want to do the same thing for the other top reasons. There are 2 other ones, and incorporate how your company offers solutions to these concerns. Now, you're not going to phrase it that way. You'll simply answer their questions about the job before they're ever asked. That is what you're describing in your job description. These top three were direct causes for employee turnover. So addressing the potential concerns at this time that you're making this new and improved job description, this is a great way for your company to be able to attract the right candidates and mitigate any future turnover issues because you're addressing it up front and you're setting the expectation for your prospective employees. This should now give you a good idea about how to address the other two concerns and how to integrate them into either the responsibilities, the work environment, or the required knowledge skills. I'm going to leave that to you. Now that you have the first example, you'll just apply that same type of methodology to the others. In other words, you decide where to address the other two concerns on your job description. Do your research to inform your work, and remember to use the BLS. Finally, your book does address diversity in recruitment, so you should also remember to incorporate relevant content to attract diverse employees. I hope all of this helps.